to the exam. If I say, if I had money, it means right now I don't have money. If I say I had time, it means right now I do not have time. Yes. If I say if I were you, I mean I am not you. Yes. So the second conditional affects the present reality. All right. And the third conditional, we know that is hubieras, and every time I'm talking about hubieras, si yo no hubiera chocado, si yo no hubiera reprobado el examen, si yo no hubiera, I don't know, tomado mucho, right? So every time we use hubieras, if I hadn't failed the test, if I hadn't drunk too much, if I hadn't do this, if I hadn't do that. So when we are using, or every time you listen to the third conditional, it affects a past reality. All right? So the second conditional, once again, affects the present reality, and the third conditional affects the past reality. Actually, we are using dubieras because we feel bad about something that already happened. And when we use the second conditional, we are just saying that something, that something that is affecting the present tense. I'm just expressing an opinion about something that I would like to happen in the present tense. Yes, that's the reason of using the second conditional. Yes, so this is the way we have to see it in these listening activities. Let me show you. We're going to start with this, the listening for untrue conditions. So here is the context. So you guys, please tell me, what's the woman's intention by saying this? The man says, do you think that you will be able to go to the party? And then the woman says, if I had time, I would go. So what does this mean? Si yo tuviera tiempo, iría. So what does this mean?
That it affects the past.
Oh, now, let me just go back. I'm sorry, wait a second. Okay, so the thing is this the second or third conditional?
Second.
It's the second, right? So the second conditional affects the present tense. This means the woman doesn't have time now, right? So the only thing that you have to do, now you know the woman doesn't have time. So basically, she's using this expression, right? To say, no, I won't go. No, I can't go. Basically, she's rejecting the man's invitation. Yes. So you have to look for the option where the woman is not going, where the woman is just, the option is implying that the woman is unable to go. So yeah, it is impossible for her to go. All right. Now, it's just that I know it's going to be hard because, you know, we are not present in that situation. The only thing that we can do is just listening to what the speaker says, you know. But the only thing that we can do is always paying attention to the second speaker, obviously. And if you're unable to identify the first sentence with the if, pay extra attention to the second sentence. The second sentence will let us know, no? If we just listen to the modals, second conditional. If we listen to a modal and something that sounds like a present perfect, we know is a third conditional, right? So here it is, and this is something that you must remember, no? I mean, if you want to see the file, please, you have it right there where it says the conditionals. I added these two files while you were doing the activity that I sent you. So, well, here it is. You have to think basically the opposite. If you listen to an affirmative condition, An affirmative condition implies a negative reality. So this is affirmative, right? If I had time, I would go. So if you listen to an affirmative idea, then you have to look for a negative one. So this means the person doesn't have time to go. But on the opposite, if you listen to a negative condition, then it implies an affirmative reality. So if I hadn't time, so if I hadn't, let's just say, if I hadn't time to go, I wouldn't go. If I hadn't time, si no tuviera tiempo para ir, no iría. But the problem is that you have time, right? So we have to do the opposite. So there you go. If she were at home, she could do it. So the first one means she's not at home. The second one, if she weren't at home, she couldn't do it. But the thing is that, yes, she is at home. Okay? So you just have to see it in this way. Then, just what I said, identifying the second and third conditionals. Once that you identify the second conditional, well, you know that the second conditional is used in past tense. Si yo estudiara, past tense, right? If I studied, if I don't know, if I had money, right? Si yo tuviera dinero, past tense. So that's the second conditional. So every time we listen to the second conditional, it involves a present reality. So if I had money, I would buy it. So this means that right now, you don't have money. The present tense. Now, if you listen to the third conditional, you know that the third conditional, the structure is very clear. You listen to the past perfect. So the past perfect implies a past reality. Yes, that's the reason for using tuvieras, no? Because we feel bad about something that already happened. So, to avoid the tongue twister, let's do the contraction over here. If I had money, I would have bought it. I could have bought it. So I'm just talking about something that already happened. So this means that I didn't have money. Past tense. Okay? And then this is something that you also saw in the file that I sent you, which is, I'm sorry, let me show it to you over here. The inversion. The inversion is very simple. We just identify the sentence that has a connector if. Then we omit the connector if. Then had, or what, in this case, the verb is going to take the place of the connector if. It's going to replace the connector if. Instead of if I had, we just simply say had I. And that's it. You see, is there a difference in meaning? No. Is there a difference in writing? Yes, it's obvious that we are writing differently, no? Had I instead of if I had. So what's the difference then? And the difference is informality. It is more formal to say had I instead of if I had. That's it. It's a matter of formality. Personally, I prefer to say this, if I had. But the problem is that it's not about everyone's option or everyone's decision. You see, the problem is that you may listen, you may see this on the TOEFL test or in certification tests that you present, that you eventually present one day. Yes, so you have to be flexible enough and just to be open that there is also another possibility to say something using conditionals, and this is the thing, okay? Doing the inversion, all right? And I think that I mentioned this, but the inversion only happens on the second and third conditionals. Okay, so it's exactly the same meaning. Yes. So, well, basically, that's the idea. You have it right here. Any questions, you guys, before we continue with the listening activity?
Yes, teacher, can you repeat which one is more informal?
Yeah, sure. This one. So, yeah, surprisingly or not, this, I mean, to say if I had, it's more informal. Yeah, it is more informal than had I had. I know it doesn't sound like something very common to listen to, but it does. Okay, it's a formal way to use the conditionals, but at least to say to mention a condition, no? So now the question is, if I want to do the inversion with the second conditional, can I do it with all the verbs? Like, for example, si yo tuviera dinero, let's take this one. Si yo tuviera dinero, this is the second, no? No, this is the third. Yeah, this is the second. Can I say, had I money? Or si yo bebiera, if I drank, okay, if I drank, right? So can I say, drank I? Or si yo corriera 10 kilómetros diarios, if I run, actually, if I run, right? What the hell I'm saying? If I run 10 kilometers, can I say, run I 10 kilometers? So no. Only on the second, this is limited, okay? With the second conditional, is limited only when you use the verb to be. So instead of if I were you, you say where are you? Okay, where are you? And ustedes saben que el pasado, no, el tercer condicional está limitado, siempre lo iniciamos con el pasado perfecto. Entonces el tercer condicional siempre será had I, had I, had I, had I, had I. Y el segundo condicional, usando la inversión, siempre será were I, were I, were I. Yes? So it's limited. That's the positive thing, no? We don't have to memorize many things and stuff. There are only two possible structures using the inversion. With the second, there is only one. Where are you? Were he my friend, right? Were she my girlfriend? Instead of if she were my girlfriend, were she my girlfriend, I would be really happy or whatever. No? And now you know that with the third conditional is always had I, had I, had I, had I, had I. Okay? So it is more formal using the inversion. This is more formal. Did I answer your question? Yes, no?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
All right. No, thanks you. So now let's do this activity as fast as I can. Okay. So let's cover this. Like I said, listen carefully to what condition you listen to, either the second or third, and to check if it affects the present or the past reality, and also check if what you listen to is negative or affirmative. Right? So here we go.
Exercise 15. In this exercise, listen carefully to the short conversation and question in the recording, and then choose the best answer to the question. You should be particularly careful of untrue conditions. Number 1.
I'm glad I called and told you about the meeting.
If you hadn't called me, I would not have known.
What does the man mean?
So sorry, wait a second. Which conditional do you listen to? Second or third? Let me just go back a little. 1 second.
Yeah, call
I
me.
have to ask you about the meeting.
If you hadn't called me, I would not have known.
What does the man mean?
If you hadn't called me, I wouldn't have known. So actually, the man used the third. Now, be careful with that because there's this thing. How do we pronounce, for example, this? Yeah, well, you never listen to would and then a separation and then have. Would have. You never listen to that. Okay, so usually the W is pronounced like a J. So, and then we know that the O and the U, the pronunciation is only a U, so it's gu. The L doesn't sound, so it's good, only good. Like I'm very good, it's just like that. Okay, and then the D and the H. Well, actually, the H is going to disappear, and then you listen to good have. Instead of would and have, you listen to good have, good have, good have. Okay, so that's what the man said. If I had no, if you wouldn't, right? If you wouldn't, sorry, if you hadn't told me, what did I say? If you hadn't told me, I would have known. No, sorry. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known. That's what he said. So you listen. Well, it's a third conditional. It affects the past tense. So it has to be the woman called to let him know about the meeting. So must be the option B. All right. So be careful with that and pay attention to those, like the way people connect the sounds, no? So yeah. Next one.
Number 2.
I always seem to get stopped by the police.
If you drove more slowly, the police would not stop you so often.
What does the woman mean?
So which conditional do you listen to? Second or third?
Second.
Exactly. It affects the present. So what will you say? Which one do you choose?
A.
Exactly.
What?
So if that's
He's looking at the police.
if you drove more slowly, the police would not stop you so often.
What does the woman mean?
If you drove more slowly, the police would not stop you so often. So because what? Because the man often drives too quickly. So perfect. Option A. Then
Number 3.
Do you know that some offices are closed next Friday?
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to work on Friday?
What does the woman mean?
so second or third conditional. She said, wouldn't it be nice? No? Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to work this Saturday? Sorry, on Friday? So the woman used the second. Wouldn't it be nice, no? If we didn't have to work this Friday. So it affects the present reality. So it is too bad they must work on Friday. Yes, so has to be the option D. Be careful because sometimes you listen that the person starts his or her idea with if, or sometimes they start with the other part of the condition, no? With the second sentence. So, well.
Number 4.
I don't think that the letter that I mailed last week arrived.
If you had put enough postage on it, the letter would have arrived.
What does the man mean?
So which one do you listen to? Second or third? Anyone?
Rico.
You were close, but okay, once again.
Number 4.
I don't think that the letter that I mailed last week arrived.
If you had put enough postage on it, the letter would have arrived.
What does the man mean?
Okay, so if you had put enough postage on it, the letter would have arrived. So they may use the third condition. The third conditional, okay? So it implies a past reality. So he meant to say that she didn't put enough postage on the letter. So it has to be the option A. All right? Then we have right here. Okay, number 5. Oh, damn, I hate when the stupid screen does this to me.
Number 5.
Do you have a pet dog?
I would like to have one if it didn't require so much attention.
What does the man mean?
Once again, so second or third condition?
Second?
Yeah, exactly. So what does the man mean with I would like to have one if it doesn't require too much attention?
B?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't pay attention to dogs. Perfect. Present reality. Then what is wrong? Okay. I hate when the screen does this to me. Okay, perfect. Then
Number 6.
Did the other students know we were having a psychology exam today?
Had they known about the exam, they would have prepared for it.
What does the woman say about the other students?
so which conditional do you listen to? Second or third?
Second.
Chan. Actually, you see, the woman used the third conditional, but she wanted to sound, like very formal. So she used the inversion with the third conditional. She said, had the students known. Had the students known. Instead of, if the students had known, no, she said, had the students known. Okay, listen again. So,
Women say about the other students.
what the?
Students of the place. What?
Okay, there you go.
Did the other students know we were having a psychology exam today?
Had they known about the exam, they would have prepared for it.
What does the woman say about the other students?
So, had they known or had the students known about the exam, they could have prepared for it. So it implies a past reality. So it means what? That the students didn't prepare for the test. So option B. Yes. Then let's move on with number 7. Okay. So
Number 7.
We're all going out to a great restaurant tonight. Do you want to come with us?
If it didn't cost so much, I would.
What does the man mean?
Second or third?
Second.
There you go. So, what does it mean say or imply? By saying, if it didn't cost too much, I would go.
I think the letter D.
Yeah, there you go. It's very expensive, so that's why he's not going. Perfect. Then
Number 8.
Do you think Joe saw the car coming around the corner so fast?
Had he seen the car coming, he would have been able to get out of the way.
What does the man mean?
second or third?
I listen third.
Exactly. Actually, the man used the inversion. Had he seen? He didn't say if he had seen. He said, had he seen? Had he seen the car coming? He would have he would have gotten out of the way. So the poor guy didn't see the car coming, and for that reason he got ran over, right? Just awful, no? So yeah, option D. And then
Number 9.
I really don't want to be here now.
If you didn't want to be here, then why are you here?
What did the man assume?
so if you didn't want to be here, then why are you here? What does this mean? This one is tough and it's a little bit weird, but he's implying that the woman didn't want to be there. So yeah, this one is actually like an exception using the past tense. No, but the idea, the intended meaning is the same. The person didn't want to be there. So option B. And the last one. Okay, so
Number 10.
Kathy couldn't have known that the first prize in the contest was a trip to Hawaii.
She would have worked harder on her art project if she had known what first prize was.
What does the woman mean?
so which one do you listen to, second or third?
Third?
Yeah, exactly. So the woman said she would have worked hard on the project if she had known the prize or she had known what the reward was. No? So yeah, well, she said, I'm not going to get anything, so I'm not going to put too much effort, right? So yeah, Katie didn't work as hard as possible because she didn't know what the reward was. So it was the option A. Involving a past reality. So what that's basically the idea. This is just recognition. It's recognizing the structures, just to choose the best option, no? And like I said in the listening section, they will choose the most difficult conditionals, just to check the student's understanding, no? So that implies the second and third conditionals. Yes. So exactly with this in mind, let's just continue with this. Yes. So we have something like this, no? If you want to get well, you'd better take your medicine every day. So once again, this is second conditional. It implies a present reality. It means that the person is not feeling well. Probably he or she has like some health issues. That's why the person needs to take the medicine. The second example, it says, Pete will never improve his speed unless he runs every day. So, well, this one is more like it's also a condition because we are using the expression unless. So it is also implying that the person is running runs very slow. Again, paying attention on the structure will let us know that it affects a present reality. Yes? And then you may listen to the third conditional. We wouldn't have, we could have been there if the baby hadn't gotten sick. So the problem is that it is affecting a past reality. And yes, the poor baby got sick. That's why we are here at the hospital, no? Yes? So what you listen to is basically, the only thing that you have to do is this. Write it down a T if the information you see is true, or an F if the information you see is false. All right? As simple as that. You may listen to second or third conditionals. All right, so here we go. Here it is. Let me just look for the exercise. This one was the exercise that caused me trouble to upload. So, all right.
Exercise L6. Number 1.
If I had Jim's build, I'd go out for the wrestling team.
So, the person is on the wrestling team or not? Do you want me to repeat it? Shall I repeat it? Okay, I repeat it.
Exercise L6. Number 1.
If I had Jim's build, I'd go out for the wrestling team.
Number 2.
So, the person is not, like you said, is not on the wrestling team, so it's false. The next one.
Rehearsals. She would have known.
What?
Number 2.
If she'd gone to the rehearsals, she would have known her lines.
So?
True.
Yeah, it is true. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Number 3.
If they hadn't gone on vacation, their house wouldn't have been broken into.
So?
True.
Yeah, no, they went out, no, for holidays, and what happened, since the house was alone, freaking robbers just broke into. So listen again. But actually they went to vacation. They went out.
Number 3.
If they hadn't gone on vacation, their house wouldn't have been broken into.
So yeah, this is false. Number 4.
Number 4. If only she had the time, she'd be a volunteer at the hospital.
So
False.
False.
yeah, it is false. Perfect.
Number 5.
If I'd heard about your accident, I would have come immediately.